Namaste students, myself Dr. Swati K, Assistant Professor, Department of Prashastra and Vaishya JAYOTI Vidyapeeth University, Jaipur. So in the today's session, we can deal regarding the syrups. So in that, for components of the syrup. So one is the medicinal agents, and next is the purified water. So syrups prepared by using the purified water, potable water, and it should not be used for preparing syrup because it contains volatile as well as non-volatile impurities. Uh, and for sweetness and viscosity, sugar, sucrose, its substitute can be used. And as a preservatives, the syrup containing 66.7 percentage of the sucrose and having high osmotic pressure, which prevents the growth of bacteria, fungi, and molds. So no preservatives are needed, and generally benzoic acid, sodium benzoate, methyl paraben are commonly used. So use of like sterilized containers and closures is also effective way of preserving the syrup. And flavoring agents, so tinctures, fruit juices, essence are the flavorants added in simple to prepare the flavored syrups. And coloring agents means to enhance the appeal of the syrup. A coloring agent is generally like used which correlates with the flavorants employed, and that's like green with mint, brown with chocolate, etc. And the colorant used is generally water soluble, non-reactive with the other syrup components, and color stable at the pH range and under the intensity of the light that the syrup is likely to encounter during its shelf life. And chemical stabilizers in that glycerin, sorbitol, and propylene glycol is added in small quantity to the syrup to prevent the crystallization of sucrose. And certain surfactants like twins can be like combined with syrup to dissolve certain ingredients in the syrup to make clear syrup. And come to the method of preparation. So the simple syrup of the British pharmacopoeia is prepared by adding 1 kg of the refined sugar to 500 cubic 3 of the boiling distilled water and heating until it is dissolved. Uh, and subsequently adding boiling distilled water until the weight of the whole is 1.5 kg and specific gravity of the syrup should be 1.33. Syrups are generally prepared using one of the five techniques, that is a solution with the heat, agitation without heat, and addition of the sucrose to a liquid medication or flavored liquid, percolation, reconstitution. So method of the choice depends on the physical and chemical characteristics of the substance to be included in the preparation. Next one is the preservation. So syrups should be made in quantities that can be consumed within a few months, except in those cases where the special facilities can be employed for their preservation. So low temperature is the best method. Concentration without supersaturation is also a condition favorable to the preservation. So the USP states that syrups may contain preservatives. mm, Glycerin, methyl paraben, benzoic acid, and sodium benzoate may be used to prevent the bacteria and the mold growth. And next, coming to the storage part. So it should be stored in well-dried, completely filled, and well-stopped bottles in a cool, dark place. And the syrup should be stored at room at the temperature not exceeding 25 degrees Celsius. And the glass bottles fitted with the white polypropylene molded or black thermosetting plastic screw closures are commonly used for the storage of the storage of this. And these bottles may be colorless or amber colored. Next, coming to the advantages part. So, syrup retards oxidation because it is partly hydrolyzed into the reducing sugars such as lactose and dextrose, and they are palatable due to the sweetness of the sugar. It is valuable vehicle for the administration of the nauseous and bitter substance, and it prevents decomposition of many vegetable substances, and it has high osmotic pressure, which prevents growth of bacteria, fungi, and molds, which are the chief cause of decomposition in solution of the vegetable matter. So administered in children, it is like very easily can be administered and it can be preserved for a longer period. Come to the demerit parts. So the drugs which are soluble in water can only be brought in the syrup form, and other which are not soluble cannot be taken in this preparation. So this is regarding today's session syrup. So if you have any queries, please to mention in the comment box so that I can resolve it. Thank you.